Hello everyone, Astro here, with my namesake character on the Multiverse live server. I wanted to make this little video to showcase the new update that we just dropped. So if you are on live and you go to help and version, you will see that on the 19th of April we added a whole bunch of changes to the game, and I wanted to talk a little bit about them. Uh, first, first off, we got a brand new artifact sets. Sorry, English is a bit difficult for me. It's early in here. So we got like 5 or 6 new artifact sets added to the game. So there are many new pieces of armor, a couple new weapons and robes that you can find as random loot or via sage quests. Those are all themed around tamers. So there are pieces for pure tamers, there are pieces for bards tamers, elementalist tamers, and for rangers, one for melee and one for bow rangers. So they will give different skill bonuses, like if you are the ranger set can give you tracking and stealth. The elementalist set will give you elementalism and the taming skills. The bard will give you barding, herding, and taming stuff. And they all can roll, so this one has a little luck in it. 50, it goes to 50 to 200. So even when you find a piece, it might not be the best one out of that set. So let me just go to a dungeon here real quick and to give some background footage, and while I talk about everything else that was added. Let me open the page. So we are here in the Tower of Brass. Another thing that we added are the power scrolls that were missing into the game. There were 5 of them that you could not get from the sages, and that you can now. I think they were forensics, mercantile, camping, tasting, and something else. Now you can get them. We also added 2 new types of items, which are the Eternal and Ethereal Power Scrolls that you can find as random loot on endgame dungeons. I haven't found one yet, but I am very excited for them. They work slightly different than regular Power Scrolls and will offer a nice form of progression for strong characters. We fixed a gigantic amount of bugs. Like the main ones, I think, were the taming and herding were getting gains even when the skill was locked down. They are not doing that anymore. And that sometimes when you tame the creature, it remained hostile. That was also dealt with. Previously, if you were a crafter and you were breaking down a container, you could accidentally break down the things that were inside of it. You can no longer do that. Another big feature that we added was that now when you start a new character, it will have gear based on the skills that you chose. So if you make a mage, you start with a spell book. If you make like a summon with Knightship, you start with a Knightship book. A tamer will start with a pet. And every skill has been touched a little bit on it. For some skills we had no idea of what to add, so they just give you a bit more starting gold. So if you are a good merchant, then let's assume you did some good trades before you decided to set out and be an adventurer. So now you have some extra golds to your name when you just start out the game. It's a little thing, but it makes sense that someone that was a necromancer and started like with 50 skill will know a spell of necromancy or 2, doesn't it? There are a lot of quality of life improvements also, so if you are, for instance, interested in grave digging or treasure hunting, now you can use your shovels directly from your backpack, no need to equip them. A couple balance changes, for instance, scale armor that was very present in newbie dungeons and so on no longer drops. It was very strong early on and was very hard to balance the game around that, because you would find a piece of scale armor and you will be set for gear in that slot for the noticeable future. That was changed, so now if you want scale armor you can still craft it, but you will not find it on the newbie dungeons and so on. Some abilities have been tweaks, like the Force of Nature had the wrong scaling, it has been fixed. And now if you are doing the Sage quest to drop some gold and get a hint of an artifact, you will get a confirmation gump telling you what is the name of the artifact in case you choose the wrong one. Now you have a safeguard, so you don't accidentally go on a wild goose chase for the wrong item. As far as balance goes, we also changed the zombie lords a little bit. They were incredibly tanky for no reason that I could understand. Now they do much more damage, but have about half the health that they used to, and that should make for more engaging fights in which you don't have to heal poison for 5 minutes while you try to hit them. Let me see, what else? The animal broker was not spawning correctly, that has been addressed. Now you can find it on Britain and other places like the Druid's Glade, so you can get your taming bots and your rewards for early taming. Some potions that were missing from books were added, like the Druidic Herbalism book and the Witch book. Another mildly big change is that your hunger and thirst level were not very impactful in gameplay unless you are starving, at which case you cannot heal. Now if you are at full hunger and at full thirst, you get slightly faster skill gains, and if you are very hungry and very thirsty, you get slower skill gains. So there's an incentive to keeping your adventurer well fed while you are out there exploring. Also, another thing for tamers that was added is that there are many new messages that are displayed when you attempt to do some taming. Let me get out of my character here in a second, and I will showcase them in another character. Let me go to my home and make sure I am recording things correctly. I need to stable a pet real quick. This is Velenia, my bard's tamer. Let's stable Gaia. Now we have some extra control slots. And right in here you can see the animal broker. If you talk to him, you get a taming contract like one of these, and you can tame a creature, add it to here. You will get gold for it once it's filled, and depending on how much gold there is in the contract, then you will get bigger rewards. Let's find something to tame. A moose. Let's tame this moose here. this. Come on, you're not really going to bite me, are you? There's a lot of news things here. They just add a little bit of banter that will make the game slightly more interesting for tamers that are a bit tired of seeing the same five messages over and over again. And with the new taming gear and this little change, playing them becomes more enjoyable. I still hate it, I still cannot stand playing a tamer, but a lot of people do, and we made this update for them. So I think that this was it. This was going to be a short video just to talk a little bit about the update. You can go to help version and read all the things for yourself, and the link to our GitHub will be in the description of this video. So if you are playing locally and you want to have those changes, you just need to download the new release, then you delete the data folder on your install and replace it with the new one. There will be more detailed instructions on the GitHub page, and of course you can come to our Discord and talk to us about it, and we will walk you through it if you're having any issues. I think that there is one new setting that you have to add to your settings file, but it's a very painless process. And there's a whole lot of stuff that we have been working on here for the past month that you can now experience. So I hope you have a good time with the update. I hope you are having a good time in Sosaria and elsewhere. And I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.